Yeah, we're walking toward the sound of gunfire. That's always fun. So in order to can I talk now? So in order to get to the main trail that we're getting to in Dogtown, you have to park and then walk down this road. It's a Sunday, so it's currently closed to other cars, but we actually passed by a, I don't know, like yard waste spot to drop things off. And behind me is a gun range, an outdoor gun range. And you can smell the gunpowder. Smell all the gunpowder. And yeah, kind of adds to the mystere of Dogtown. Is that a word?
I don't think so.
Kind of adds to the eeriness of Dogtown. Welcome to Dogtown. Woo! Got some nice boulders. Got some snow. For the time being, the shooting has stopped.
Yay.
We're on our way. So, for our time in Dogtown, we are here to search for some boulders. Dogtown has a pretty storied past, but one of the most interesting ones is that in, the 20s? Yeah, during the Great Depression? Oh. In the 30s. During the Great Depression, Roger Babson, who's a very famous, wealthy person up here, his whole family is, decided to commission a number of artists to carve into stones because he basically thought that all the folks who had no money, well, that maybe there was a moral reason why.
If only they could look at these rocks that tells them, hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Pretty much. So he commissioned some artists and they carved into a bunch of stones just wisdom, advice, things to get through. And as we're walking, there is flowing water underneath this ice. So at one point in time, Dogtown was a settlement. Well, multiple settlements, I guess, over the years. You can see the fence. The property lines are still there. And there's now rocks with numbers on them, carved into them, to showcase where a house stood. And by house, we're talking a house from like the 17th century. But this numbered rock indicates, I believe, that a cellar was here.
The show where the cellars were.
The show where the cellars were?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you can see where presumably that stone fence would be like the property line. Like many things, this particular settlement didn't flourish particularly well, and after wars and after just other things sort of happening, it's kind of got a bit of a reputation.
Yep.
It's where there's thought to have been witchcraft, and I mean, really, there were just a lot of widows that lived here, and so naturally everyone was like, witches!
Oh,
yeah. But there's stories of supernatural stuff that goes on here. You can get lost very easily, which this is not the first time we've been here, and we have absolutely gotten lost before. There are trail markers right over Andy's shoulder. You can see one.
And they sort of help.
There are some trail markers for some of the bigger ones, but there also are just a bunch of trails.
If you're trying to find anything specific, it is not easy.
And there's just other things. You can get disoriented pretty easily. And we're here in January, and there's a nice amount of snow and ice and also water. But yeah, you ready to go find these boulders?
All right, let's do it.
Find the boulders. Can you go point to where number 17 is for me? You can be in the shot. Yeah. Oh, there's a path. Where does that go? It's not what we're here for.
No.
So when you're coming from the parking lot, you see number 7. That exists. And then I can't find one until you hit 15.
Yeah, I didn't see any others.
And then you see 15 on one side, then 16 on the other,
And 17.
and 17. And then I guess 18 will be on that side with all the rocks and and things. And then I believe after 18 before 19, which is on a big stone. Oh no, there's 18. There's 18 right there. On the big we'll go see 18. We'll go do that. There's number 18, which means that the very first one we know about is right down here. This little path right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, there were at some point informational things, digital Dogtown, in a font that I feel like I can best describe as
Early 2000s?
Early 2000s Angel Fire website, maybe. So it's been a minute, I think, since there's been a new one, but
Yeah, somebody hosted that on GeoCities.
I love this one. I don't know if the carvings of this is the same as the carvings on the Babson Boulders, or if these are part of the Babson Boulders. It kind of seems like it.
They're done very similarly.
Yeah.
I mean, there probably weren't that many different ways to do it, but they look a lot like the Babson ones. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go look at our first phrase. Our first phrase from Mr. Babson.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what this one is, because this is not an official... this is not what we're here for. Don't know anything about it. Don't know who did it. Don't know when they did it.
But it's here.
It's here. It doesn't look new. First attacked. And on this side, you've got something red. Some sort of paint. I don't know if that's an omen. I don't know if it's a warning. I don't know. It's Dogtown. Who can say? Yeah, so these are, you can see how deep they're carved. Oh, and there's a coin down here. Is this an offering? Someone put a dime down here? But they're reliefs of, yeah, they're reliefs. They're carved into the boulder. And this was Roger Babson's way of combating poverty. I don't know what this is, because it doesn't really look like paint, and I don't see how something from the 30s in this kind of weather could withstand just being painted. I don't think they get touched up. They might, but I don't think so. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's paint or something else. All right. Judgment time. Randy, what is your opinion of this slogan? Never try, never win.
I
I don't think it's bad advice.
I mean, none of it's necessarily on its face.
Oh, you haven't seen all the boulders. Just wait.
Oh, they're probably
You haven't
not so
seen
bad.
them.
But just the idea of like some rich guy in the Great Depression spending his money to not help poor people, but to instead just like shame them.
I mean, the people that carved it got my money.
Okay, so a handful of people kind of got some cool. But yeah,
Randy is not a fan of Mr. Babson. Let's go see how the rest of these boulders fare for you. Randy just pointed this out on our way back.
1892?
Somebody died. I read like, it looks like, to me it looks like Jasmary.
Jasmerry is what I'm seeing.
Died September 18th, 1892. There's number 19. I kind of want to carve things onto boulders now. Seems like it's completely vandalism, but because it's 100 years old, we're like, yay!
You just gotta have your own boulders.
My own boulders?
Yeah.
Okay. I like this font choice. It's got the swirly on the 2. I like it.
Pretty cool.
So here we'll come to a split. And if we were to go left, that would take us to, I think the main attraction at the very end is the whale's jaw, which is actually now broken, so it doesn't really look like a whale's jaw anymore. There's a few others. Something pulpit.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Like Devil's Pulpit or something like that. I might be thinking of that other place.
But if we go right, we should find more boulders. Randy and I went this way last time. We got very lost. We never made it to Whale's Jaw. We had a really stressful day because we got lost. We got lost here, and
0 out of 10.
that was not fun. So now we're just going to try and find some boulders up. I believe this specific road or trail is even called Boulder Trail or something. I don't know. It was on the sign out front.
Like Boulder Lake.
I could have looked at the sign that I took a video of, and I didn't. So here we are. We're gonna get lost again, aren't we?
Possibly.
Cool.
Cool.
So this area is kind of known as Dogtown Square. I'm assuming that's what that is indicating.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. So this one just says moraine, which feels like an SAT word. I don't know. Randy, do you know what? Okay, you looked it up. What is moraine?
I had to look it up, yeah.
What is a moraine?
It says it's a mass of rocks and sediment carried down and deposited by a glacier, typically as ridges at its edges or extremity. Which
is pretty indicative of this area. If you look around, it's all boulders. We're in Gloucester. There's a number of things, well, in New England in general, but there's a number of boulders around here that I do believe you can attribute to glacial movement. So
yeah.
All right.
Still weird to just put that on a rock. But you know, all right.
This falls into the realm of, if you had millions of dollars, what would you do with it?
Not that.
Not that. Oh, Randy, I think I found your favorite one.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. From multimillionaires to everybody struggling in the Great Depression. Guess what, everybody?
It's that easy.
He solved it. He solved it. The funny thing is, it really does feel like he legitimately thought that people did not know this.
Yeah.
And that is why they're poor.
That's really what frustrates me more than anything. It's just like the severe amount of looking down his nose. Like, study. Oh man, I never thought of that. I was just too busy, like, barely being able to provide for myself. I didn't think to study.
This is turning into a roast of Roger Babson. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. His stones are going to last longer than this video is, so.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. YouTube might last forever. These stones will last longer than us, though.
Oh my god, that's why I'm poor. I've only ever used my heart.
Only your heart?
That's
what
it.
About your head? Not only that, this one might be on the stonecutters and not him, so, you know, I don't know who I'm
Oh god, okay, Randy's roasting everything. What's going on?
Where's the space?
Oh no.
What is your head?
Digital design Randy strikes again. Your spacing. Well, you see what happened is...
The kerning on this is horrible.
Oh no. Well, you see, they started fine with the Y, and they maybe did the Y and the D, but then they started on the O, and they were like, crap, running out of room. So they just, you know, just scrooched together the H and the E a little bit.
Use your head.
Use your head.
Oh, like, at some point he had to come up with these phrases, though. Like, he's like, all right, these are what we're going to put on the rocks.
Oh, I'm sure he workshopped this.
Yeah, and one of them was, use your head, and he's like, yeah, that one's going on the list.
Again, all of this is his sage advice to the world.
Yeah.
To be successful, to be wealthy, and to be a good person. That was basically his whole reasoning for doing this.
Use your head.
Maybe it's not use your head. Maybe there's a person whose last name is your head.
Oh yeah, and that was his accountant who made sure that he got all his money. So he's just like, hey, use my guy, your head.
You're good.
And he'll, you know, evade all the taxes he can, and you'll be great.
I'm titling this The Roast of Roger Babson. That's the title of this video. You're so angry at this man that doesn't have anything to do with you.
No.
So angry. Well, there's some quality advice.
Yep, we got another one of your heads. This is
Beyond time. Again, not terrible advice, but also a little condescending.
Mm-hmm. Stop being lazy and late, you poor people.
Nailed it. It's exactly what he sounded like. And the thing I find interesting is that so far, this is the only boulder where there's been two things carved into one. So that if you're coming from that direction or from that one,
you get something.
You get something. Steady.
Steady or be on time.
And be on time. So something that we've noticed that's really kind of unplanned is having snow on the ground has been so helpful to seeing where these paths are. Because ordinarily there's just, I mean, you can see how many trees are here. There's a lot of growth here. And the paths are pretty small. And things like the boulders, they're off the path. Some of them are visible from the main ones, but like this one, we only noticed it because when we looked down, we saw that there wasn't as much snow there and there were some footprints. So this was a very happy accident. We didn't mean to come here while it was snowing or just after it had snowed, but
yeah, under normal circumstances, it all just sort of blends, and you know, you can see the main paths, but some of to know I need to step off here and go check that out. If this without the snow, it would just look like, oh, well, here's just some more grass and moss and whatever.
It's a slight path, but it's so much easier in the snow.
More visible.
Even though we're slipping and sliding. Highly recommend. It's funny, as we're walking, the bigger the boulder I see, the more I think, yeah, he definitely carved something.
Oh, there's something on there. It just says industry.
It's...
Oh man, industry. Hey, poor people. Industry.
Yeah, I'm confused as to why this made the cut, because this doesn't feel like advice. Or I guess, oh, you know, it's also values though. So I guess he's saying have a value of industry.
Yeah.
Is that a value?
Go throw yourself into the meat grinder of capitalism for industry.
I see a boulder, so I feel like there might be something on it. At this point, we're just walking around because now we don't know where any of them are.
Yeah.
They're just kind of dotted all over the place and in a variety of paths. So Now I'm just looking at giant boulders and thinking, yeah, he probably carved into it. Let's go check it out. Spiritual power. And then I don't know what the paint says underneath it.
It looks Greek. Like I see like a sigma here.
Yeah.
And that's a pi right there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up.
Yeah, actually better than I can see it with my eyes.
Mm.
Oh, I do think these get touched up with paint. Look,
Okay.
we have our first evidence of paint. Okay, all right, things are making more sense now.
Okay.
I mean, this is a park. it would make sense that things get sort of taken care of.
Power.
Yeah, do you have what's your burn for spiritual power? I'm curious as to why it's power. Like you wouldn't want to just have believe, or maybe that is a rock. I think believe might actually be a rock. I don't know. Yeah. But why spiritual power? Belief in a spiritual power?
I'm guessing like this is the, you know, like go be a good Christian one basically.
But why wouldn't he just say that?
I don't know.
He's trying to be.
It had to be very generic.
Well, that's the thing.
Spiritual
now he's
power.
he's trying to be inclusive. This is him attempting to be inclusive.
I doubt that.
Initiative. Show initiative like him and
go carve some rocks.
Go carve some rocks. These rocks especially, I'm getting like corporate America Six Sigma vibes.
That's basically what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just ahead of the curve on like the nonsense synergy corpro speak. Yeah.
Do you think synergy was a word in the 1930s?
No, but there was something that was the equivalent. I'm sure.
Do you think if synergy had been a word, he would have carved it into a stone?
Oh my god, I wish there was a synergy rock now.
Once again, we find ourselves at a split, and I don't know which way to go. I see more footprints going this way. So let's do this, I guess. Wait.
There are like 3 boulders over there that way.
Okay, let's follow the boulders. All right, so never mind. We actually had already seen those. There's industry, and there's the spiritual power one. So we're actually going to go over here because to our left is one more one-word stone.
Integrity.
So here's my curiosity. I don't actually get the sense that there was a list that he made before starting this. I think
he woke up one morning and he was like, today, integrity.
And I think that he maybe had a budget in mind, and that after the first few that were like full sentences, he realized, oh, I'm paying these people by the letter, so maybe I shouldn't have so many letters, so I should shorten my phrases.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened.
This one's just going to be integrity.
And here we have it. Again, I don't disagree. Like, yeah, you need some integrity to succeed in life. Well,
I mean,
okay. My definition of success.
Let's talk about what led to the Great Depression.
My definition of success. You do need integrity, yes. But, yeah.
Let's see if the Alta Vista link looks any good or not.
Yeah.
Not too bad. This one's actually like a lot better than most of the others.
Very nice. Where are we now? Oh, it's stuck. Okay, well, the blue continues down for some ways, so we're gonna keep on. We're gonna go all the way to the reservoir. And then that'll be our day. Because we have
integrity. Oh my god.
What does this one say?
It just says ideas.
See, that's what I mean. He ran out of them.
Yeah.
He literally ran out of ideas.
Just ideas.
And so he was like, I don't know, carve ideas into it.
Yeah.
How is that advice? How is that wisdom? You ran out of ideas, and so you were like, if I carve it into stone, maybe they'll come to me.
Yeah, the next one's just gonna be like breakfast.
I would like one that says breakfast. That'd be fun. Ideas. I love how this is also the only one that I've seen so far that has so much wrong with it.
Yeah, this one's pretty cracked.
Like...
His ideas are falling apart.
Oh! I don't know what video you thought you were stepping into when you clicked on this. I didn't realize that it would be Randy Roast's the Babson Boulders. I just wanted to see them because I thought it was kind of interesting. And it is very cool. But I don't know where I'm going with this. Do you know where I'm going with this?
I don't know. We just found where you get the ideas from.
This one goes in 3 directions. We can go, there's a path over there, path forward, path here. I already saw this boulder now, so.
Yep.
See now, at this point, so what have we got? We've got integrity, industry, and now up here we've got intelligence.
We getting the eyes for cheaper or something?
Well, I'm wondering if he was really trying to come up with his own jazzy, catchy, you know, the 5 eyes of business.
Initiative, intelligence, ideas, integrity, industry.
That has to be what this is.
Imodium.
It has to be.
Iodine.
There's no other explanation as to why there's so many eyes. We have managed to find another eye. I mean, it's not that different than people writing out things nowadays. You know, you get something that's kind of catchy and you're like...
He was trying to be the rock influencer.
He was trying to be the rock influencer. Have ideals.
Yep.
To go with your integrity.
And your ideas.
And your intelligence.
I already got ideas. What if we put an L in there? Ideas.
Also, one of the ones that has the crack. Very few of these have cracks, but...
With his ideas and his ideals. Just falling apart.
So, just a little bit more context about who on earth Roger Babson is, was. He's no longer with us, obviously.
As far as we know.
Yeah. His grandfather was John Babson, who I don't know everything that he's done. I just know that his name's on a bunch of stuff around the New England area. There's a Babson College. I don't know if that's for John or Roger, but Roger was wealthy, born into it, was the Prohibition candidate for president in the 40s, lost to Roosevelt, and that's all I know about him. Other than he had the boulders thing.
Apparently he tried to come up with some idea for a parking meter, which would require that you connect the battery of the car that was parking to the meter to power it. In like the 30s or 40s, which
it would power the parking meter?
Yeah.
So you use individual cars to power the parking meter?
Yeah. I was just looking this up a little bit. I'm like, how would that even, that makes no sense.
And I'm just trying to picture people like, cars are still pretty new. Did people know it? I guess if you bought the car in the 30s, you knew what to do with the car, but...
You probably kind of had to.
Yeah. That's weird.
We got kindness
That's
over
weird.
here.
And yeah, now we got another boulder, so let's go look at that. Okay, so I like this one. I'll say it. Because if you're going for like general ways of being, good life advice, kindness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it.
I can't argue with kindness. At least.
He's not going to burn it.
I'm not yet. Kindness is all right. I'm good with kindness. Yeah.
The question is, did he actually practice it?
Yeah.
I think he probably thought that he did. He probably thought that he did.
Everybody's the hero of their own story.
We're into the spot where the ground is boulders. Boulders everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Again, that's a good attribute. I can't argue with loyalty. No commentary?
Yeah, loyalty's fine.
So if they had all just been words like this, would you have been less bothered?
I would have been less bothered overall. Like, the project itself is still stupid. Because, like, these are still obvious things. Like, kindness and loyalty and, you know. Yeah, no, they're great, but...
Well, but this, it kind of has like a live, laugh, love vibe when it's like that.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the other things, like stay out of debt and the ones that are, and study.
Be a good little peon. Yeah, exactly.
That's where we came from. And that's where we're going. Okay, this one just says to Rockport.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, that's super helpful. That way to Rockport.
Yep.
I mean,
Strawberry Rock.
I wanted to say it's a trailhead, but there's nothing else that would indicate.
Yeah, I think somebody just painted a rock red.
But then over there, there's a trail. It goes up along the ridge right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Dogtown, you're confusing. As we're coming up this hill, we have another rock. On a tiny little boulder this time. Takes courage.
So at this point we found courage, intelligence, and we haven't found heart. So we don't have all of the Wizard of Oz yet.
Would that make him the wizard?
Oh, well, I'm sure he fancies himself a wizard.
This would have been pre... Oh no, post book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Do you think he was influenced by the Wizard of Oz? Oh boy. Alright. And we're back to no shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Thank you, Roger.
Work.
Work. Pretty sure during the Great Depression it wasn't really a choice for a lot of people.
Pretty sure for quite a few people it wasn't an option.
Every now and then I also keep spotting equipment. Like there's a wheelbarrow. Earlier I saw a broken ladder. Just kind of an interesting mixture of things out here. We got truth.
Truth.
I don't really have anything to say about that.
This is about as lazy as work. Truth.
That's truth. Oh wow. I do believe that's the lake. Sifter. Kind of afraid to go look in this box over here. But I'm gonna. No, just a box.
Sebastian Minio.
Oh yeah, Sebastian. Your box is in the middle of Dogtown. If you want it. If you want it. Okay.
Full banged up.
Alright, let's get going. So I think the trail keeps going, even up there, and I'm sure we have not seen every single boulder that's out here, but I think for our purposes, since this hike is pretty long, we've been out here for like 2 hours just walking and exploring and taking our time, and so I think we're calling it. I think we have seen and judged enough Babson Boulders to last a lifetime, wouldn't you say?
I would agree.
Yeah. So we'll check out this lake, and then that's it for us here in Dogtown.
Dogtown. Forget it, Jake. It's Dogtown.
On a frozen lake, I know how to skip rocks.
Yeah.
You're gonna skip a rock with that?
Maybe.
Let's see.
Okay, that's too much.
It's still on the surface though.
It's still on the surface.
All right.
Nice.
This is how people fall. All this is going in.